Alrighty. Actually, should I be looking into the mirror? Oh, I should be. Okay, I see. Good morning. Today we are going to be covering collar height on the jacket here. So there are two things that we can do to the collar height. We can reduce the collar height and we can increase the collar height in custom. First thing we're going to take a look at is reducing the collar height. So I have my model Joseph here, and you can see a minimal roll under the collar of the jacket here. We really want to be careful not to gather up the fabric and create excess collar height. So you really want to make sure it's laying naturally and you only gather the fabric that is there. So we flip the collar up here and we can see clearly that there's a horizontal pleat underneath the collar of the jacket. We also want to make sure that it is in between the ears, not extending past, but just right in between the ears of the client. So you gather up that fabric, pinch it in your finger, like so, and then take your pin, and we're going to pin the 100 point, which is the center seam of the jacket, right where it meets the collar. And after we do that, you now can see the collar nice and pinned up here. We take our tape measure, measure both sides. Boom, boom. We got 1 centimeter, so we input that into our system as a -1 for the collar height. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, there is another adjustment. It is an increase of the collar height. So Joseph, if you wouldn't mind kind of kicking your head forwards for me. Yeah, perfect. So for the body type that we're going to see with an increase of collar height, because it's a little less common, you're usually, sorry, I need to look this way. You're usually going to see a gentleman maybe with a more hunched over posture or a little bit of a forward lean to his neck, and there's going to be a gap between the back collar, lapel of the jacket and then the collar of the shirt. And so what we want to do is take our tape measure, make sure the jacket is on properly, and we're going to measure the distance between the collar of the jacket and the collar of the shirt, and we've got that as 1 centimeter. So we input that in the system as a +1 for the collar height. You can relax now, thank you so much. So typically, we're going to see the reduction of collar height shown with a gentleman with really good posture, really upright and kind of creating that roll behind the neck. And as I mentioned, for the increase of collar height, you're going to see a guy who's a little more hunched over typically. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Now I'm gonna